Alrighty guys, how's it going? Nurbo here. Hope everyone's doing alright. Man, I'm tired. That was the wrong slide. Went to the beach today with the little baby. And my parents and my wife, unfortunately. And yeah, I'm exhausted. Beach really drains you.
Lucifet says, "Hello Nurbo the cat kitty cat meow 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 hear ye."
What's up, Blue? So card packs have been sent out, and yeah, we're gonna jump into the news and then a bunch of trailers and see how that goes before we get to our raid later on tonight. All good going to your lurky lurks, Blue. I know Michael's on as well, so yep. How was your day? Very tiring, but in a different way. I got to relax. It's just that the sun really burns the energy out of you when you go to the beach. But all good, all good. Let's jump right in to our first article here. Thank you for that. So we're gonna start off with Steam. The latest Steam update allows for you to do your monitor for you to monitor how games run on your PC. The new performance overlay will show you the frame rate value similar to the old FPS counter, but it can also break out generated frames from DLSS or FSR versus actual frame rates. It can show you minimum and maximum single frame values and a graph of frame rate over time. Additionally, it will show you CPU performance information, GPU performance information, and system memory usage information. These pieces of data can be used for understanding the cause of bad game performance, whether that be a slow CPU, GPU, or too high graphics settings that are oversubscribing your video or system RAM. To enable the new performance overlay, go to Settings, In-Game, and find the performance overlay. Pretty cool. Because every computer runs differently, and so like having this information can help you figure out where you're getting bottlenecked if you're having an issue with certain games. So really cool. This is built into Steam. So yeah, there you go. Kind of a really cool thing to have. Moving on from that piece of news, we go straight to Game Pass. And let's see here. Coming to Game Pass, we have Little Nightmares 2 on cloud, console, and PC. Oh god, I'm sorry, man. I'm just burnt out because of the sun. Rise of the Tomb Raider, cloud, console, and PC. And then Legends of Mana is on console. Trials of Mana also on console. Ultimate Chicken Horse on cloud, console, and PC. The Ascendant will be coming out in the next 2 days. Cloud, console, and PC on July 8th. Minami Lane, cloud, console, and PC on the 9th. Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4, cloud, console, and PC on the 11th. And then we go to High on Life, which will be on cloud, console, and PC on the 15th. Following that, we got some retro games here, apparently. I think these are all out now. Yeah, these are all out now. Cosmic Commuter, Heart of China, Skiing, Solar Storm, Subterranea. I haven't heard of any of these retro games. Weird. And then DLCs. We got Diablo 4, Sins of Horadrim, Pal World, Tides of Terraria. Those are all out now as well, with in-game benefits to Mecha Break, Mash Mac, Rocket Bundle, Splitgate 2, Meridian Apex Ace Skin, Asphalt Legends Unite, exclusive monthly gift bundle. And then we get to the Ultimate Game Pass perk. So 3-on-3 freestyle exclusive play pack, EA Sports, UFC 5 heavyweight icon bundles. Those are all out now as well. And then as of the 15th, these games will be leaving Game Pass. Flock, Mafia Definitive Edition, Magical Delicacy, Tachia, the Callisto Protocol, and the Case of the Golden Idol. Yeah, so make sure you guys get those in before they're gone if you have Game Pass. Because they will be gone as of the 15th, which is roughly 10 days from that. Following that news, we got amazing news for Phasmophobia developers. They hit 25 million copies across all platforms. Congratulations to the developers, Kinetic Games. That is a incredible milestone that many games never reach. So, yeah. Moving on for that, we got bad news. Very, very bad news. Terrible news, honestly. Microsoft are the evil corporation, apparently. Microsoft revealed broad layoffs hitting 4%. Yes, very sad. That's exactly what it is, man. Microsoft revealed broad layoffs hitting 4% of its global workforce across every division at the company. Many of those layoffs are hitting Xbox with the staffers in various departments receiving notice today. Many of that affected include Xbox Studio, The Initiative. Yeah, The Initiative, which is sadly being closed down. Initiative is gone. Xbox Game Studios had Matt Booney shared the following email, internally confirming that Rare IP Everwild, if you guys remember the trailer, Everwild from about 2-3 years ago, Perfect Dark, which was showcased last year, and another unannounced project have all been canceled. One of these projects was ZeniMax's online new MMORPG Blackbird. Never got to see that. We have no clue what that would have looked like. Which previously meant to succeed, which was meant to be the successor to the Elder Scrolls Online. So, possibly another Elder Scrolls Online type of game, if it's supposed to be a successor, but we never got to see what that is. So, there have been even more articles out. There's been more and more information coming out. As far as officially reported, 3 games and 1 studio shut down. As far as what's being told out there by a lot of people who've been laid off and so on, that apparently it's a lot more than that. And a lot of very crucial franchises are possibly dead because they've basically lost the teams that created these games. Again, this is just coming from people who have been laid off, but according to that, the Doom IP, the Forza IP are all kind of in danger of probably being dead. I don't think so. Even if those teams are gone, because that's the word on the street from all these layoffs, is that those teams that made those games are gone. Even though those teams are gone, there's a good chance that those are successful IPs will get passed on to other studios who will keep it going. Will they be of the same quality? Time will tell. But apparently those teams are gone, like completely gone, which is bad. Over here the article says 4%. Just to give you guys a number, 4% is 9,000 people. It's a massive number of people laid off. Really sad. Really terrible. We unfortunately continue our bad news to another bit of bad news. Some of you guys might know who this actor is. Hollywood actor Michael Madsen has passed away at the age of 67. You all may know him from Kill Bill Volume 1, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. You may also know him from such games as Grand Theft Auto 3, Dishonored, and Yakuza, The Walking Dead Season 2. Fortunately, he has passed away at the age of 67. No foul play, apparently, in natural causes. But it is still sad and a shame to lose him. So, yep. Hearts out to the family. And, yeah, he will be missed. He will be missed. Following that news, I don't know if this is bad news or not. This was more of a shock to me. EA announced that Anthem servers will be going down January 12, 2026. You can no longer purchase in-game currency, but you can still use your remaining balance until the servers go offline. I didn't even know this game was still online, I'll be honest with you. I thought that this game has been dead for a while now, and I'm actually shocked that the servers have been up this whole time. So, yeah. It's been a couple of years. Like, I don't know how the servers have been up for this long and these guys haven't even tried to put out a DLC. Like, I'm so confused. You know, like, it's one thing to leave the servers on, but it's been a couple of years, man, and they hadn't even tried to put out another a DLC. Like, it just sat there on release until now. Now they're like, yeah, we're gonna just shut down the servers. Like, why has this even been up for so long? I'm so confused here. I want to try it out since I have it on PS5. Well, you have till next year, basically, till the 12th of 2026 to try it out before the servers are gone, and then you cannot play it. You've had this chat before, right? Wasn't this supposed to be the competitor to Destiny? It was. It was supposed to be one of the competitors. There's multiple out there that were supposed to be competitors that followed kind of the same guideline that Destiny uses, like three member teams, classes, and so on. Like, same style, but with like bodysuit mechs. Yeah, I'm more baffled by the fact that this game was even still playable. It's been, when did Anthem release? I want to say it's been at least 7 to 8 years. So it's been 6 years, and in 6 years they didn't even try to put out a DLC and just left the servers on. That is so weird to me. That just is so freaking weird. I'm shocked that the servers were not dead. The fact that like I never heard from another trailer coming out, and like they never put up another trailer of anything. They never put out another DLC. Like they never even put out a first DLC. Honestly, it just released, kind of died off after a month, not even, and that was it. Like they didn't even try to keep it going. I don't know, weird. Just really weird to me, honestly. But that's fine. We now move on to the next part of our news and trailer show, as that is the last bit of news. We are going to jump into some trailers. Yeah. So, first trailer up is a game called Final Outpost. People who like RimWorld and stuff like that might like this. I know a lot of people probably wouldn't be interested just because of the style of the game. If you're into like RimWorld and stuff like that, like this could be your jam. I can sense the tiredness in your voice. Yeah, it's more of like it's a sun exhaustion. Is what it really is. You know, when you go to the beach and then you come home, like it's just the sun, the salt. I don't know, just it wears you out. There you go. Next up is a trailer to a game called Warhammer 40k Mechanicus. They're making a sequel. It's been a long time since the first one came out, so interesting.
Report. What have our scouts found?
Devastation.
If I remember correctly, these Mechanicus games are kind of like XCOM-y.
Tomb structures are active across the planet. The Necron Lords are weakened their legions for war. Undying warriors and technological horrors are decimating the Imperials. But their machine calls resistance is fierce. Their tech priests are reinforcing the front lines with everything they have. Human and machine alike. It's a bitter fight to maintain their production capabilities. And make the Necrons pay for every inch of ground taken. That ground, though, is now within the Imperial cities. It'll be no easy thing, securing our target amidst this destruction.
Luck has, need keeps, toil earns. Is the Oath Band ready to deploy?
Our hearts burn, Lord Greenyear. Where do we strike?
Wherever the wisdom of the Votan decides. The ancestors are watching.
Oh. What's up, Chad? How you doing? I'm tired of never being toxic in the league. I have never lit toxic with you, Chad. So you're one of those cats that doesn't hate water. Not fully. I didn't really go into water that much. I went a little bit just because my daughter's obsessed with the water and she likes to splash around. I didn't really go swimming. Kind of just chilled out for a little bit. Took turns basically watching her in the water because she is obsessed with going in the water and splashing around. Next game is a game called Lost Twins 2. I didn't even know there was a 1. Never tried that. Exactly. Oh, I see what they did there. It was a visual trick. They were connected the whole time. This game, by the way, reminds me of a game that would be good for Kujin Zombie. Split fish can split screen. Yeah, it's kind of. Possibly, possibly not. Because like now they're showing no split screen, so like not really sure. I wonder if there's couch co-op is how you get split screen, but if you're not on couch co-op, maybe it's full screen with your character. Yeah, looks pretty cool.
PlayStation.
Next up is a game called Vampire's Veil. Essentially Castlevania, but you're the vampire. Cool. And there's a demo out now if you guys wanted to check that out. Yeah, it's a platformer. You could say that. Oh, August our B-Day month. Your B-Day is on August 10th, right? Yep, the 10th. Not sure what I'll be doing. To be honest, there's a very high probability I'll probably be taking finals. As I'll be in school, and that's roughly around the time of my last day of class. So, not sure. We'll see what happens there. Next game is a game called Shade Protocol. There's another Metroidvania. These like Metroidvania games are starting to look really cool. Plotting noises, he's looking for nothing but after. No, you're not into Metroidvanias? I would say if you're not really into them, or if you don't have a lot of experience, maybe start with like Hollow Knight. That's a huge fan favorite for a lot of people. But if not Hollow Knight, maybe even Ori, which is a little bit on the easier side. Hollow Knight can be a little tough of a game, I won't deny it. It's almost Dark Souls-y. But like Ori's a little bit on the easier to play side. Hollow Knight is hard, it's a Souls game. Yeah, kind of. It's a bit more on the Souls side for sure. Ori, not so much. But at the end of the day, they both have like the Metroidvania formula built into them. Next up. Actually, we did this last week. I guess it's on here twice, I must have not realized. So, get rid of that one. Let's do this one. The next one is a game called The Wandering Village. Yeah, Hollow Knight has some pretty intense boss fights in platforming. But it has that Metroidvania formula. It's a bit more on the Dark Souls side. It's tough. It's a very tough game. It even has a couple of Dark Souls-y mechanics where like you use a bench instead of a bonfire, and when you die, you have to go collect your soul to get your energy back. So there's a couple things. Ori's not so much like that. Ori plays on a checkpoint system. It's kind of just an adventure game, but it's Metroidvania in style. But like when you die, you just come back in a checkpoint. Like no big deal. No real loss. Next up is a game called Of Ash and Steel.
My name is Tristan, a cartographer from the capital who suddenly found himself way too far from home. My job brought me to Greyshaft, one of the islands of our kingdom. Greyshaft is beautiful, that much is certain. The island's thick forests hold many secrets. The Prime Strider's ruins await those who dare to hear the
this
echoes
one
of
is
the
kind of
past.
pretty.
And treasure might be buried just under your feet. Just
I
don't get
remember.
lost.
I'm trying to remember when I watched
do,
this.
Keep walking until you see
It
a
looked like an
clearing,
MMO to me, but I
or a
don't think
field
it's
of
an
crops,
MMO.
or a creek where the villagers argue if they should go looking for someone who hasn't returned from the moors. A part of the island is covered in frost at any time of the year, and even
I'm
the
obsessed
ancient
with Claire
volcano
Obscura.
can't
6
break
hours
the
suck the
shackles
life
of
out of me.
winter.
You went hard on that, huh?
Greyshaftians treat the island as a living
Really good
being.
game.
They warn against waking it up when it falls
Really
asleep.
good game. Everyone who's played it
Those
has
who
really
work from
enjoyed it.
dawn to dusk rush to the safety of their homes before the creatures of the dark come out. Plenty of dangers await within the city walls, too. Dangers that are hard to avoid even in broad daylight. The weather here is as capricious as life itself. A soothing breeze may grow into a squall, drowning the island in lashing rain. Even now, I can feel the storm coming. You must never lower your guard on Greyshaft. The beasts are bloodthirsty, the monsters are ruthless, and scavengers are fighting for every piece of meat on a bone. And have you seen the local bugs? Cursed abominations! Even the well-trodden roads are swarming with bandits willing to kill for a handful of coins. Greyshaftians are quick to judge, and their judgment is stiff. Think before saying anything, and think twice before doing anything. I will have to be careful. Even the slightest mishap may lead to grave consequences.
Yeah, I feel like this is just a story game.
Decent people here.
Kind of like Kingdom Come Deliverance, but it looks like there's a bit more... Like it's like Witcher 3 style, where like decisions you make have actual ramifications in the game.
I also heard rumors about the Free Hunters. A group of brave men who bow before no one and believe in justice for all. And it's just
supposed to be a creator content for players scared that for 2 to 3 hours, but dragged into 6. I was gonna do 7. I mean, that's a good sign. That means you were enjoying it.
And this temptation is hard to resist. Greyshaft may not look too inviting, but it warms up to those with a brave heart and a curious mind. Everyone finds their share of discoveries here, and only the one knows what his island has in store for me.
Yeah, tiny build too, which is interesting. Not their usual game, you know? Next up is a game called Ground of Aces. I did not die until the end time. Actually, that's pretty good. A lot of people struggle with the parry system, so that's actually surprised that you went that long.
Nope.
So, you guys didn't realize it's basically like a base simulator. Basically managing an air base.
The gratitude of every home in our island, in our empire, and indeed throughout the world, goes out to the British airmen who, undaunted by odds, unwearied in their constant challenge and mortal danger, are turning the tide of the world war by their prowess and by their devotion.
True. Next up is a trailer called... This one looks really interesting. Called The Lonesome Guild. It's a game about friendship. And there's a demo out for anyone who wants to check it out. Next up is a game called, I'm probably going to say this wrong, Papucom. It's a weird name. Yeah. That's an interesting one. Next up is a game called Scavland. This game reminds me of another game back in the day, which I do want to play. I've always wanted to play it. I haven't really done... We'll see if this year I do it. I don't really do it. I probably won't do it because I'm kind of following the wheel. I used to do, back when I first started streaming, like October Spoopy Month and try to do spoopy games. That essentially turns into me playing maybe one or two horror games, which... because like I don't play as much. I feel like that's gonna be even worse now with all the collaborations I do with people. But there was a game that this reminds me of called Darkwood. I don't know if anyone's ever played it, which looked really, really good and really fun. It was super spooky. This kind of has a somewhat similar vibe, although this game seems to have a whole lot more combat going on. Darkwood was a little less more combat and a bit more like survival. Alright, next game is a game called Leaf Blade. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Please don't worry. I appreciate the lurks. Love that lurkers. Alrighty. Kind of doing a little bit of stuff on the side here, letting people know, like 30 minutes. Let's try to meet up, hopefully. As we are still working on that one raid that we've only gotten like halfway through. Next one is a trailer called Fellbound. Hi, Cooch. Thank you for that. If y'all like your roguelikes, this is right up your alley. This is actually a game for Fader. Fader loves his roguelikes. There we go. Next up is a game called Snowtown Geek Store. Literally the name of the game. Not joking. I want to say this one's a simulator game if I remember correctly.
Days on end, I work to make my mom's dream come true.
Oh no, this is like a
There's no easy money.
this is like Papers, Please. Like there's kind of stuff going on and you're like running the store and doing like a storyline.
Where's the money, Grotowski? I'm not wasting any money on movies. I've got a different goal in my mind. Think smarter, not harder. I'm not a businessman. I am a businessman. Your wish is my command. For the right price. Well then, mischief managed.
Yeah, if any of you guys have ever played Papers, Please, you might know what I'm talking about. That looks like it could be a pretty fun game. Following that game, we got a game called Republic of Pirates, which I believe is a city management game. I might be wrong here. Yeah, it's a city management game. You're basically creating your pirate cove. Yeah, there we go. Next up. God damn it. I pressed the wrong button. I may have X'd out the whole thing. That's okay. Let me just open up a new tab here. The next game is a game called Pioneer. Boo needs to be an MMO. Wait, what did I miss? F1 was good today? Was it? My bestest, I just missed y'all. Boo needs to be an MMO just so we can make a guild called the Booty Bandits. I mean, you still can. So this gave me like weird stalker vibes, but like almost like stalker in an Elder Scrolls world. Headshot. Yeah, doesn't look that bad. I gotta say, Indie's putting out some good stuff. Or at least they're working on some good stuff. And the funny thing is a lot of these indie games are all tiny little studios. And at the end of the day, they don't need to sell 30 million copies. If they sell 1 million, they profit. So, and like 1 million is not that ridiculous of a number when you have a pretty decent game. Next up is a game called Successor. Come on, YouTube. There we go. Very tabletop-y. Kind of tactics like. And next up is a game called... We got time for maybe a few more. Let's see here. Game called Little Nemo, Guardians of Slumberland. It's funny, it looks like a little kid's game, right? But it's got some chops. Like, even if this game is designed for a younger audience, like, it's got some play mechanics here. But another W for my voice. Wait, you're not a kick fan, chat? Next up is a game called... As I get further down the list, it gets harder to remember where I was at. Here. We got time for maybe like 2 or 3 more. It's a game called Never's End. McLean? there's a Dr. Clean card? No, I'm just kidding. I know you're talking about McLaren. I think the thing that interests me the most here is it almost seems like a tactics game / roguelike, if that makes any sense. Yeah, looks interesting. You know, nevertheless, I do like Aston Martin. I know nothing about the team, but I like their cars. Next up is a game called Robots at Midnight. Yeah, there you go. That is out now. Looks interesting. Soulsy type game, but maybe not as heavy as a Souls-like game. Following that one, we have a game called Esoteric Ebb.
Hey, I'm Christopher Bodegård, the developer of Esoteric Ebb.
Oh, Esoteric. I'm sorry.
In Esoteric Ebb, you are the cleric, a glorified civil servant in a fantasy metropolis on the brink of its first ever election. The events of Ebb start when you're sent to investigate a magical incident, an explosion, and a tea shop in your city of Nurvik. Depending on how high or low you make the stats, your experience will radically differ with each playthrough. Your political alignment, how you approach a quest, and even your dialogue choices are all affected by your ability scores. The stats will chime in and nudge you in directions that align with their personalities, not always to your benefit. Ebb is all about being the player at the table, making the most interesting decisions, and finding your own unique solutions. Whenever a challenge appears, a 20-sided die will be rolled. Then you add or subtract any modifiers to reach that final number. If you find a challenge you couldn't possibly succeed at, there are always ways to make your life easier. Explore the branching dialogues, gather information from around the city, or wield mighty spells to improve your chances. Every little choice matters and will affect how the cleric navigates sticky situations. Don't forget to wishlist Esoteric Ebb on Steam for updates on our road to launch. Thank you.
The thing I find interesting about this is, like, it seems to be more of a social game, like, instead of combat, but it's using the same, like, dice rolling system that a lot of games use, but pretty much all about just dialogue is what it seems like. Might have time for just one more. Here's a game called Jet Runner.
Ready to go, Nina?
Just tie my jet shoes real quick. Give me a sec.
Are you gonna keep yapping, or are you gonna show us how it's done? How's the leg doing? The cast just came off. You can wait a couple more days, you know.
Are you kidding me? I've been on the bench all winter. I'm not waiting another day.
You do you. I assume you don't need a refresher on the rules?
Run, jump, slide, shoot the target. You know I know that.
A wise man once described jet running as the perfect combination of athleticism and engineering.
What's up, Biggie?
It's where
How's
the
it going, Lizzie?
frontier of science meets the breaking point of human
Ascars, you have no taste.
My name is Mick Acaster.
How dare you say that about Aston Martin?
And I welcome you.
That is
to
the car of Bond.
Jet running.
Never likes asses. The thing I found interesting about that was nothing. Sure. Alright. We should maybe switch over, right? I think everyone's kind of getting geared up and ready to go. We got pretty far. Doing a pretty good job. This week and last week, we managed to knock out quite a few of those, which is nice. Because we have quite the backlog there. But, yeah, let's switch over to Destiny.